Yeah. CTE is more early onset than what they're saying. We've seen this becoming a big problem with all the NFL players, like all of them. As we see with Josh Jacobs with his DV case that they're trying to sweep under the rug right now. I believe there's a correlation between CTE, the domestic violence, basically the here trigger emotional response, being prone to violence because they're playing a violent sport that they've been playing since elementary school. The terrible decision making, like when you be seeing them speeding through cars, and the Henry Rugg situation, and there's more of them doing that. Actually, they've been doing that. That's actually a tale as old as time with NFL athletes and drunk driving and catching manslaughter and murder cases and all of that. That's the NFL been doing that. NFL players been doing that, and I honestly think that is linked to brain damage and CTE. There's going to have to be a day where the NFL is going to have to reckon with. Well, actually, I don't know because the shield is big and the shield is only getting bigger because that's what they call the NFL. They call it the shield. So they might be in a situation of too big to fail because the need for people to come out of poverty. So the NBA does not have that problem because now most of the NBA players that are in are actually, they're the children of former NBA players. So they're coming up through almost nepotism and coming up through wealth. So there's not necessarily a need to play basketball, and there's only 450 people that can play in the league at a time anyways. So it's not such a rush to get out of poverty as there is with NFL players. NFL players, it's short. Well, NFL is short for not for long. Some of the people are being hurt in, injuries or allegations or whatever. It's musical chairs. 1 minute somebody's starting, the next minute they're just not even in the league totally, and there's really not even a backup league to go into. Yeah, you got UFL and you got this CFL, but that's really not too much of anything, I guess. I guess they do make somewhat all right money, but then at the end of the day, it's not like how basketball there's EuroLeague, and you can go play in Africa somewhere, you can go play in China. You know what I'm saying? How to have different leagues to where if you don't make the NBA, you can just whatever. But like I said, with the NFL, they see people as expendable. So by seeing them as expendable, people feel like it's a better opportunity to actually get into the NFL and make a team or whatever. So the point that I'm trying to get to is they don't care. That's what it is. They don't care. Since the people are seen as expendable, they don't care. And there's going to constantly be DV cases due to the fact of, I feel like, the correlation of brain damage. They've been hitting their heads since elementary school, middle school. Their version of AAU, Pop Warner. Their brain damage, and I feel like the CTE is already set in probably by high school, where they can't make great decisions. There's no critical thought. It's almost childlike, and usually you can kind of tell because they have like a certain childlike glaze over their eyes. Like you can always tell when they have that little extra little childlike twinkle in their eyes. That's how you can usually tell that there's some type of brain damage. You can tell. There's like a visual proof that you can tell if someone has CTE or some type of brain damage. Or even crazy. Like, which all of those are probably like wrapped into one. But yeah, it's usually like a childlike twinkle into their eyes, and you can tell, okay, there's something wrong. Like, look at Antonio Brown's eyes next time you see a video of him, or go look at his old videos post Vontae Burfict hits, and you can see it's like a childlike twinkle in their eyes. It's like a little glaze over, like it's almost like a toddler almost. And so they can't critically think in certain situations that put them in danger. So yeah, I really don't even have that much to say about that. CTE is definitely a correlation to DV, for sure, to their DV in that sport, because they have no emotional control whatsoever. There's no whatever. And then the shield is so big, they just tuck it under the rug. That's one thing they tuck under the rug, for sure, 100%. And we've seen it case after case, unless it's on video. And then some of them are still getting away if it's on video. But if it's not on video, they don't really care about it whatsoever. They sweep it under the rug. Like, the reason why Ray Rice is not there because his situation was on video. If Ray Rice's situation was not on video, he'd be in the league. Well, he'd be retiring from a full career. So The NFL, man, yeah, it's actually getting hard to watch. It's getting hard to watch because they used to have this thing, no politics. Now the politics are into it. It's getting hard to watch because all the rule changes. It's very lopsided. It's a very offensive heavy game. Now you can't touch the quarterback. Wide receivers, you can't smack them over the middle. Once again, trying to protect them and protect their brains. We get it. But like they're in a catch-22 because it's a barbaric sport that they're trying to make more safe. But then also that danger is what keeps people watching. It's like MMA. It's like, dang, this is dangerous, cause heavy damage, but we're gonna keep watching. And as they change the rules, and it becomes safer and stuff, it becomes less entertainment to the people that want to see the blood sport of it. Like we saw with the UFC when they had changed the gloves. When they changed the gloves, more fights kept going to unanimous decision. But then it was like, all right, listen, that's messing up our product. We got to change it back to the old gloves. And now we see, the knockouts and all of that stuff happening again. We're in a weird place in society. That's all I can really say about that. Catch you on the next one. Y'all be easy.